Have you ever wished you could wake up, slip into a suit, and suddenly feel like you've joined the ranks of superheroes? No, not in a comic book, not in a movie, but right here, in real life. That dream is slowly becoming a reality, thanks to one of the most fascinating pieces of technology ever created: exoskeletons. These wearable robotic skeletons promise to give us strength, mobility, and endurance far beyond what our bodies can usually handle. And today, we're diving deep into their story. Where they came from, how they work, what they can do, and what the future might hold. Now, before we jump to the modern labs of Silicon Valley or high-tech hospitals, let's rewind to nature. The first exoskeletons weren't built by humans at all. They've been around for hundreds of millions of years. Insects, spiders, lobsters, crabs, they all wear their skeletons on the outside. That tough, protective shell is what scientists call an exoskeleton. And somewhere along the line, a curious engineer must have thought, if a beetle can wear armor that makes it stronger and safer, why can't we? Thus, the inspiration for a robotic exoskeleton was born. The early attempts, however, were more comedy than capability. Back in the 1960s, General Electric, together with the US military, created a gigantic prototype known as the Hardeman. Imagine a machine heavier than a car, with massive metal arms and legs, looking like something Godzilla might fight in a bad sci-fi film. The goal was to let a person lift 250 pounds with ease. The reality? The suit itself weighed so much it could barely move. It was clunky, unstable, and extremely impractical. If you wanted to pick up your groceries, Hardeman would have crushed the eggs, the bread, and probably your kitchen table too. But here's the beauty of science. Even failed experiments leave a trail of knowledge. Hardeman showed what was possible, and decades of innovation followed. Fast forward to today, and things look very different. Modern exoskeletons are sleek, compact, and surprisingly versatile. Imagine wearing a mechanical backpack with extendable robotic legs attached to yours. Inside the suit are sensors that detect your movement, tiny motors that provide extra power, and sometimes even AI algorithms that predict what you're about to do. You bend your knee, and the exoskeleton gives you that little extra push. You try to lift a heavy box, and it feels half as heavy. You stumble, and the suit stabilizes you. It's not replacing your body, it's partnering with it. It augments intention, amplifies strength, and reduces strain. So where is all this being used? Let's start with one of the most demanding jobs on Earth: soldiering. Soldiers often march with 40 to 60 kilograms of gear strapped to their backs. That's like carrying a full-size child or two medium-sized Labradors on your shoulders all day long across uneven terrain. No wonder exhaustion and injuries are so common. With exoskeletons, that weight suddenly feels manageable. Soldiers can travel farther, move faster, and stay sharper because their bodies aren't crying out in pain. It's not about creating Iron Man-style warriors. It's about protecting soldiers from burnout and giving them a fighting chance to come home safely. But it's not just the military. Industries all over the world are realizing the power of wearable robotics. Take warehouses, for example. Workers spend their days lifting, twisting, stacking, and hauling packages. Exoskeletons reduce strain on the spine, help workers move heavy objects with less effort, and drastically lower the risk of injuries. In construction, workers can wear shoulder support exosuits that make drilling overhead less like torture and more like a normal day's work. The idea is simple: let people do tough jobs without sacrificing their bodies in the process. It's like having a gym spotter who never leaves your side. Now let's shift gears to something far more emotional: healthcare. Imagine a person who suffered a spinal cord injury years ago and has been told they'll never walk again. Now picture that same person, strapped into a robotic exoskeleton, slowly rising to their feet. They take one cautious step, then another, then another. That moment is more powerful than any sci-fi fantasy. Hospitals and rehabilitation centers across the world are using exoskeletons to help patients with paralysis, strokes, or neurological damage. These suits not only move the body, but retrain the brain and muscles, helping people recover faster and better. Inside the system, sensors read intention, sometimes through muscle signals, sometimes through motion, and control loops drive motors to assist at the exact moment needed. Not all exoskeletons are the same. Some are rigid frames with joint motors. Others use soft fabrics and artificial muscles that contract and relax like real tissue. Soft designs trade raw torque for comfort, weight savings, and natural movement. Engineers balance power, responsiveness, and the delicate timing of assistance. Of course, power is one of the fundamental limits. Exoskeletons need energy, and energy means weight. Right now, many models run out of juice too quickly to be practical for a full workday. Researchers are optimizing motors, control algorithms, and batteries to squeeze more runtime from lighter packs. Some teams are already experimenting with brain-computer interfaces that connect your thoughts directly to the suit. Imagine simply thinking "walk forward" and feeling the machine respond instantly. Others are designing gloves that give you a superhuman grip, boots that let you run twice as far, or exosuits that sense when you're losing balance and catch you before you fall. But these systems must also be comfortable, minimally intrusive, breathable, and safe. Design improvements target pinching, rubbing, overheating, and long-term wearability. The suits of tomorrow will look less like armor and more like athletic clothing. Across battlefields, factory floors, and hospitals, exoskeletons are beginning to reshape how we think about human ability. For soldiers, exoskeletons can reduce fatigue, lower injury risk, and extend range and endurance. With heavy packs and long marches, even a small % of weight offset can mean huge gains in mission success and survival. The goal is support, not weaponization, keeping service members safer and healthier. On the warehouse floor, exoskeletons ease repetitive strain, reducing back, shoulder, and joint injuries that cost companies time and people their livelihoods. Workers report less fatigue and fewer days off after adopting assistive suits. The productivity gains are often accompanied by real improvements in worker health. In construction and fieldwork, these devices make overhead tasks and repetitive motions far less punishing. That reduces pain, improves safety, and extends careers. Companies see lower turnover and fewer compensation claims. In healthcare, the stakes are profoundly personal. Exoskeletons are used to help patients with paralysis, strokes, and neurological injuries regain mobility. These suits don't just move limbs, they retrain neural pathways, support muscles, and restore dignity. Clinicians use data to personalize therapy, accelerating recovery and tracking progress. For aging populations, exoskeletons can be life-changing, preventing falls and restoring confidence. A lightweight supportive suit can balance, lift, or steady the wearer in fractions of a second. Imagine your grandmother or grandfather walking through the park without fear. The promise is independence, safety, and dignity, across workplaces, battlefields, and communities. For many, exoskeletons aren't fantasy. They're practical tools that change lives. Of course, before we get too carried away, let's talk about the fine print. These devices are not yet perfect. First, the battery problem. Second, the cost problem. Third, the comfort problem. Many models run out of juice. Advanced medical suits can cost upwards of $70,000. Early designs can pinch, rub, or overheat. But think back to other technologies. First, computers filled rooms. Early mobile phones were bricks. Cars, once luxury toys. Today, those things are normal and affordable. Exoskeletons are following the same curve. Every year they get lighter, smarter, and cheaper, eventually resembling athletic clothing rather than metal armor. Scientists are already testing brain-computer interfaces that connect your thoughts directly to the suit. Imagine thinking "walk forward" and the machine responding. Gloves that give superhuman grip, boots that let you run farther. The line between assistive device and superhero gear is starting to blur. But with great power comes responsibility and tough questions. Should athletes be allowed to use them? Should workers be required to wear them to stay competitive? If some employers equip staff and others don't, who wins? These devices collect motion and health data. Who owns it, and how do we protect it? These questions aren't hypothetical. Despite the challenges, the direction is clear. Exoskeletons are here to stay, and they're going to reshape our world. They may not make you fly or swing from buildings, but they give us something just as profound: the ability to overcome limits. So next time you see someone in a robotic suit, don't dismiss it as science fiction. Recognize the pulse of science beating stronger than ever, right now. Exoskeletons prove superheroes aren't just born, they can be built.